Hello, students. This is Her Majesty Easy World Science Channel. Like I said before, we will be taking you on how to plot your graph in physics. Like I told you, that will make it easy for you. If you pay attention and follow us, you will learn it. Then we are going to start with the first table. As you can see on the screen, the first practical we did, you have a reading. That is table Fig 1A. And you start by drawing your line. Then you have to label, like the question say you should plot a graph of L on the vertical axis and against D on the horizontal axis. Label them respectively. L in cm, very important. Then here is D, also in cm. Then this point is 0. I have to choose my scale. If I come to L, I have 40 to 48. 40 to 48. If I should say, let this place be 10, let this place be 20, let this place be 30, and let this place be 40, let this place be 50. You see my maximum. So this graph now is just at the center. It is not up to 2/3 of the graph, so I can't use this scale. It is compacting my graph. You understand? I have to make the graph to occupy at least 2/3 part of this sheet. So let me remove these numbers. This scale can work. Okay. Now let us now say 5. If I say 5.0, I have 10.0, I have 15.0, I have 20.0, I have 25.0, then 30.0, 35.0, and 40.0, 40.0, 45.0, and 50.0. At least any number I'm looking for, I can get it here. Then the other one, I have between 8 and 9. Then I can say 2.0, 2.4, 4.0, 6.0, 8.0, 8.0, and 10.0 along this line. So this is a scale now. The next thing now is for you to know what each of these lines is representing. Each of these tiny lines. What is important in your graph? What is each of them representing according to your scale? According to your scale, what is each of them representing? Now, let me see according to my own. I mean that here now is 0. And when I get to here, I meet 5. What does that mean? It means that each 2 line here is 1. If I count 1, 2, count 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've seen it now. It makes your graph accurate. Any number you are looking for is here. So each 2 line here is 1, according to my division, according to my scale. Each 2 lines here, each 2 lines along this vertical axis represent 1. Like you can see, this particular line is 0. 1, 2, I count 1. 1, 2, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 5. So you can see that any number you are looking for, you get it. So along this vertical axis, each 2 tiny lines represent 1. Then let us now know what each tiny line represents here. I said that this place is 0 and this place is 2. What does that mean? What does that mean? If it is, we can say, how do I divide this thing now between the line is 10 in number. How do I count 1 so that when I get here, I get 2? I get 2. If you check if you see 0.2, for instance, 0.2, 0.4, 0.2, 0.4, 0.6, 0.8, 1, 1.2, 1.4, 1.6, 1.6, 1.8, 2. Are you not seeing it? That each line here represents 0.2 along this horizontal axis. Then this one will now give you a clue on what your graph will look like. Then you can trace any number. You can get any number you are looking for, knowing fully well what it represents. Now, let us now begin. We'll start our plotting of the graph. Now, along L, when L is 40, D is 8. L is 40 along this line. Along this line, I look for 40, which is here. Look at my 40. And along this line, I look for 8, and this is the 8. Then I intersect them. You don't need to trace your graph like this. Maybe do it this way till you go and see. No, this is childish. Because the graph is scaled already for you. You don't do such a thing. It's wrong. Use your eye and locate them. This is 40. I come here where they intersect with 8. Here. Then this is where they are. I use dots. Remember, in physics graph, we don't use this type of a thing. It's wrong in physics graph. It is better you use the dot. Don't use this. So you use dots, and when you use dots, you circle it. That's the first point. Then I look for the second point. 42. 42 against 8.4. 42 against 8.4. 42. Look for 42 along this line. This is my 40. And we know that each two lines represent 2. Represent 1. 2 lines. That is 40, 41, 42. Look at my 42. 42 here against 8.4. Against 8.4. 8.4. What is 8.4? 8.4. Remember that this is 8.2. 8.4 is here. 8.4 is immediately after this line. This is 8.4 against 42. Look at where they intercept. You make the line and circle. Then the next line, the next value, the next is 44. 44 against 8.8. 44. This is 42. Remember, this is 42. 43. Then 44 is here. This is where I have my 44. 44 against 8.8. 8.8. 8.8. Remember that this is 8.4. 8.6. 8.8 is here. 8.8. That is at the fourth line after this one. Fourth line. 8.8. That is here. Look at it. This is where they intercept. You make a dot. And circle. Then the next one is 46 against 9.2. 46 against 9.2. This is 45. This is where I have my 46. My 46 is here. 46 against 9.20. 9.20. So knowing fully well that this is 8.2, 8.4, 8.6, 8.8. Then 9. 9 is here. I have 9.2, 9.4, 9.6, 9.6. But I'm looking for 9.2. So this is where the thing is. This is the place I have my 9.2. 9.2. That is at where? How many lines is there? One. You count it. One. To trace it upwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sixth line up there. Sixth line up there. And you get and 42 on this line. 42 on this line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is where it is. This is where it is. Dot and circle. You circle it. So now that is against 9.2. Then after you go and do the last one, 48. 48 against 9.6. 48 against 9.6. This is 9. This is 9. 9.2. 9.4. Okay, no. This is where I have my 9. 9.2. 9.4. 9.6. 9.6 is at the 80th line. 9.6. 9.6 against 48. 9.6 against 48. I have my 48. This is my 48. 48 is here against 9.6. 9.6, which is here. Look at the location. 9.6. You make dot and circle. Dot and circle. So now this is the point of the graph. This is the point of the graph. Then it is now for you to join. I have, and if you look at this my graph now, I have 5 points. I have 5 points. I have 5 points. And remember, this is a practical, and all of them may not enter. Look at the method of joining. Let's see how we join our line with the meta rule. Let me see the one I can join. The one I can join. Then we have this one, the one that will enter, and the one that won't enter. I have only 5. Okay. This one, remember our line is not yet complete. But having only 4 points. Having only 4 points here, we have 40. We have 40. We have 42. We have 42. We have 44. We have 44. We have 46. Okay. Let us bring it. We have 46. Okay, it's complete. Then let's see the one we are going to join. We put it this way. And what do I do? Look at this one here. It can enter. It can enter. If you are joining, make sure there is rule in your joining. If you are joining, the number, okay, let's join this way. I join like this. I am selecting only 2. Only 2. As this, and this. There we go. See how? Yes. Correct. Okay. Now that is how the graph look like. Then another thing you are going to do. See my joining. my joining here, look at this one here. I have only 2 points. 2 point that enters. 2 point that enter. This one 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 didn't enter. This one didn't enter. And this one did not enter. If you are joining your graph, the rule of joining your graph in the 2 points, the difference between the the lines that didn't enter your graph should not be more than 1. If 2 enter, 2 did not enter is one side and 1 is the other side. And the distance of the point that do not enter your graph in the both sides of the graph should not be so much distance away from each other. They should be proportional. Like you can see, this line that didn't enter is very close, and this one that didn't enter is also close. This one is close. The closeness of this one and the closeness of this one to the graph is almost proportional. It's proportional, almost equal. So it's right. So I can now go ahead and find my slope. Find my slope. You always make your slope to be large in size. I find my slope. I may decide to use this point that enter to find my slope. Always make your slope look large. Let your slope look large. Start from here. Let your slope look large. Yes. Can stop here. I can stop here. Then go this way. This way. That is it. Then from here, make it 0. Yeah. Then come like this. Then you draw your slope, large. Then start calculating your slope. Now your slope S is equals to change in L over change in D. Change in D. So now, if this one should be the highest I have here is 44. This is equals to 44 minus 25 all over 8 points. If you trace what is here, trace this point down, trace it point down, you see what I am getting there is 8.8. Then trace this one down here. This is 8.8 minus what is here. Trace it down here like this. And what do I have? I have 4.2, 4.4, 4.6, then 5 minus 5.0. Then you have that this is